Hello and welcome to mp3TrueEdit. In this video I'm going to show you some of the more advanced functions of our mobile audio editing app on Android and iOS. If you missed the previous video that introduced the basic free functions of mp3TrueEdit, then you can watch it by clicking here. Alternatively, you can continue watching this video where I will briefly recap on the essential features of mp3TrueEdit as well. After launching, mp3TrueEdit displays the edit pane. So, as before, I'm going to start off by importing some audio using the browser import open command. This imports a copy of the audio into the app storage area and allows the app to use it as a source audio file for an audio editing project. On iOS you also have the opportunity to import and open an audio file from iTunes if it has previously been downloaded. Edits can then be made on that audio file, and optionally on additional appended compatible audio files. mp3TrueEdit works on editing MP3 and AAC encoded files, and that is its forte. This is because it allows those edits to be made without losing any audio quality at all, and without introducing audible editing errors that competing applications can do. Those edits can involve cutting, copying and pasting sections of audio around the timeline and also changing the volume of any audio section. So just to recap, you can select audio by dragging the audio timeline to the start of the selection and then press Set Start. Then scroll to the end position and press Set End. You can then access the editing commands using the icon menu, activated using the bottom right plus button. This gives you the cut, copy, paste and delete functions for free, together with the volume increase and decrease functions shown on the top half of the icon menu. The additional pro functions of mp3TrueEdit are available for a small fee using the upgrade button. Once purchased, amongst other functions, you can start by using the bottom half of the icon menu to fade in or fade out audio, normalize audio or insert silence. You also have access to the silence and remove silencing functions in the overflow effects menu. I will now demonstrate these pro functions so you can see their full benefit. First, select some audio. Then select fade in. And as you can see, each time I press, the audio is faded in a bit more. Then select some more audio at the end of a section. Then select fade out a few times. Now we can insert some silence at the end of the section. And listen to what we have done. There are also a couple of useful functions that shouldn't be missed. They are under the overflow effects menu command. First, the silence command will completely silence, or redact, a piece of audio. Then once applied it can be removed using the remove silencing command, as can be seen here. Now a very useful function, Normalize. This lets you increase the volume to the maximum level without distorting, or to any other desired decibel level. The plus and minus buttons can be used to fine-tune the resultant maximum volume level. A decibel value of 0 is the maximum volume level that can be set without distorting, and the more negative a value used, the quieter the maximum level will be. The reset button can be used to reset to the automatically calculated maximum value. Now let me show you another pro feature. Audio can be appended to the end of an existing project if the compression settings are compatible. That means if it is the same MP3 or AAC encoding format with the same mono or stereo channels and the same sampling frequency. If it is not, don't worry, you can convert between any of these formats or settings, as will be explained later. So, to append audio you can use the Append Files command to append audio that has already been imported. However, new installations will probably need to use the browser import append command to use the native file browser to locate and import a file to be appended. On iOS you also can import and append audio from iTunes if it has previously been downloaded. This can be done using the iTunes import append command. Unlocking the Pro version also enables the track editing functions and related commands. This allows you to specify sections of audio within a project to be marked as different tracks with optional metadata. Therefore, allowing exporting, or converting, into separate files or tracks. This can be used, for example, to split a recording session into different songs with MP3 or M4A tagging information such as track title and artist. Editing track locations can quickly and easily be done by scrolling to the start of a track's audio and pressing track start, then scrolling to the end and pressing track end to mark the end of a track. Alternatively, you can use split track to end the current track and start a new one at the same location. The delete track command is also available to delete a single track under the current scroll position when required. Then when you have edited your track locations, you can optionally add track metadata to help identify and name your exported or converted tracks. This can be done in the tags pane of mp3TrueEdit and will be explained later in this video. During your audio editing using mp3TrueEdit, you can save your work at any time to a project file that contains all your edits. Then when completed, you can export your edited audio to a new file of the same format as the original without losing any quality at all. Alternatively, completed audio can be converted by encoding with a new MP3 or AAC encoder or encoder settings, which can optionally include pitch or tempo changes. It must be pointed out though that converting audio will always incur some loss of audio quality. So, it is always preferable to use one of the export functions, if possible, unless a new encoding format is required or a change in pitch or tempo is required. This brings us nicely to the two pop-up controls that can be selected from the main top right-hand menu dots. Check the pitch/tempo controls option to show that pop-up. This allows you to drag or select the change in pitch you require, expressed in musical semitones. This will affect audio that is played back through the app and audio that is converted using one of the convert commands, but will not affect the output of any of the export commands. This is because the export commands are done without decompressing or recompressing audio to preserve 100% of the original source file's quality. The other Navigate controls pop-up can be used to more easily navigate through your project. As demonstrated here, you can use these to navigate one step at a time, or between tracks, or forward to the end or rewind to the beginning of a project, or to navigate to the selection start or end, or to navigate forward or backwards a configurable number of seconds, or finally to navigate to the cut/copy/paste/delete edit points of a project. There are also zoom in and zoom out commands to enable you to make more precise edits or allow you to see a bigger overview of the audio. Also available at any time are the undo and redo buttons with unlimited history. You also have the option of playing back from the current location or playing the current selection. Both of these can be looped if required. Always visible is the time location in the current project, and in green is the length of the current selection. This now brings us on to the record pane, which can be accessed by pressing the top left logo. To record, simply press the gray record button, and if asked you may also need to grant permission to access the microphone. Next, the tags pane gives you the ability to edit metadata associated with the project as a whole or for individual tracks if they have previously been created. This includes editing all the standard AAC or MP3 tags, and now, following user feedback, editing album artwork has been added. Android phones also have a search facility for the media database on that platform. This provides an easy way to find and open compatible audio on your device. Finally, I can show you the settings pane. This allows you to configure many aspects of the user interface and functionality of mp3TrueEdit. Most of these are fairly straightforward. I will point out a few here though. Navigate step seconds. We'll configure the navigate controls pop-up to step forward and backwards the given number of seconds. The icon size and font size settings can fine-tune the size of command icons and any associated text descriptions. Although you probably only want to change the value a few percent in most cases. The change volume by and fade volume by settings will change how much of a volume change is made for each press of the volume increase or volume decrease commands or fade in or fade out commands respectively. The track naming string is used to automatically generate a file name for each track. This can include title, artist and track number information or any number of fixed strings. Use external recording app can be selected to use the default audio recording app to record audio instead of the internal recording feature of mp3TrueEdit. This may be required for Android 9 Plus devices if recording audio in the background is required. The conversion settings define what compression settings to use when one of the convert commands are used. Finally, on Android devices, the Always Import setting, enabled by default, can be turned off if direct access to shared audio media is required. This requires less internal storage space but does require that more permissions be granted to the mp3TrueEdit app. That's it for this video, but be sure to click the like button if this has helped you and also click the subscribe and bell buttons to be notified of the next video. Thanks for watching and happy editing.